Hi everybody, welcome back. Tony again with Shinsho Yoga. And for this week's video, I'd like to talk about the concept of where your power comes from, and that power is in coming back. Your power is in coming back, right? Most people think power and strength are how well they can do something, or how much force one can apply in a situation, or, whether, if you talk about like if you had a race car, how fast it goes. Of course, so a person may think, how quickly they can do things, right? Or how strong and powerful they do it, or how good they've become at something. So their power is how good they are at something. I would argue differently. I would say that your power is in how quickly you bounce back and how strong you bounce back from being knocked down, right? So there's a saying that goes, it's not how high you've gone, it's how high you bounce after the fall. And that's where power is. That's true power, right? Your power is in the comeback. How quickly do you bounce back from getting knocked down? We often want to think that we don't want to get knocked down in life, right? That we're going to avoid getting knocked down. And sure, we don't want to go out looking to get knocked down, whatever that knockdown is, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, or actually physically knocked down. We don't want to get knocked down. But there are going to be times that you will be knocked down. That's just how the world works. As I explain when I teach people self-defense, I say, you can do everything right, and then one day the planets are just going to align and you're going to walk into a situation. You will have done your best to look to avoid conflicts, right? And when I say avoid conflicts, I'm not talking about being, surrendering to people. I'm talking about being situationally aware and things like that. But there are going to be times you're just going to walk into it, right? And you have to be able to handle yourself if you do walk into it. So you're going to get knocked down in life. That's part of the process, emotionally, physically, spiritually, in your job, in your family situations, you're going to be knocked down. How quickly do you recover? And how strong is that recovery? That's where your power is. Not how high you got, but how high you bounce after the fall. I can speak this way from a physical point of view. I've mentioned before in some other videos, I grew up a sick kid. Tons and tons of issues, many times came very close to death as a boy. So it required me to learn about health. That's why I do a lot of the things that I do. Because I had to learn to take control of my own health, because I realized that no doctors or anyone else had the answers for me, and I had to seek the answers for myself. In that, I've worked on becoming much healthier than I ever was as a young man or as a boy. And to the point now where that if I get physically knocked down, right, not so much literally knocked down, but whatever, it's an illness, an injury, or anything like that, I have learned to be able to take care of myself in such a way that I can bounce back pretty quick. Right? I had an injury a few months back that I had, I can't remember what happened. I fell, I believe. No, I didn't fall. I had been practicing yoga. That's it. Silly enough. Practicing yoga, went a little too far in a posture because I wasn't warm enough, and ended up pulling a muscle in the back of my leg. And I knew what to do to take care of myself. And I took about 3 days of taking it easy and healing and maintenance of what I needed to do. And on day 4, I was back out surfing again. I couldn't straighten my leg. The muscle had pulled and locked up, and my knee it was locked in a bent position. Your body will do that to protect yourself. And it was so hard to walk on. It was painful. But I knew what to do. And within 3 days, it happened on a Sunday. And by Thursday, I was out surfing again, right? Just fine. Now, younger, that wouldn't have happened. That would have lingered for weeks. Right? I would have not known how to do that, and I wasn't in a position, body-wise, to be able to take care of that, right? So, for me, it felt really good to be able to bounce back that quickly, knowing where I had been as a younger man, and now I'm a middle-aged man now. That have bounced back that quickly from an injury, where I couldn't straighten my leg, was a big deal. Right? But that's something I've worked on for a long time, health-wise, to get to that point to where if I get sick or injured, I bounce back quickly. I know how to take care of myself, and I live a life that tries to maintain an optimal health as I can, right, for the situation that I'm in. So when these things happen, I'm not just taken out, like I'm not out of the game, I'm not down for the count. I come back. Same thing emotionally, same thing mentally, same thing spiritually. We work to strengthen ourselves, to invigorate ourselves, our mind, our body, our spirit. So when these hits come, we bounce back quickly. Again, your power isn't in how high you've gotten. The power in is how high you bounce after a fall. The power is in coming back. So if you are thinking about whatever you've done and you think, this person, they never get injured, or they never have this problem, or they never this or that, or this and that, right? It doesn't matter what they do, right? You say, I don't have that problem. How quickly do you bounce back from those problems? How quickly do you come back to pretty much full strength, right? Whether it's a physical injury or emotional or mental or whatever it is, how quickly do you bounce back? If you are able to take care of yourself and bounce back quickly from that, that's power, right? A corny example here, if you're a Marvel fan, right? A big Marvel character is Wolverine. Wolverine's strongest power is not those claws he has. It's his healing factor. You can't kill the guy because his body instantly heals from anything. He takes injuries, tons of them, but because of this mutant factor he has of healing, he immediately heals and comes back from it. They can't kill him. That's his strength, is that healing factor. Right? So a similar concept, right, in power for you, in your own power. How quickly do you bounce back? How quickly do you heal from whatever type of injury it is? That's where your power is. That's where your strength is. And if you're looking to become more powerful, focus on being healthy in all those areas and healing and having those protocols for yourself to be able to bounce back from those injuries as quickly as you can. That's power. That's power. So that's all I have for today. As always, take from that what serves you, get rid of the rest. Don't take what's comfortable, though, and get rid of what's uncomfortable, because we need what is uncomfortable often to serve us. Thank you again for watching. Namaste.